Hello, YouTubers, hello, subscribers, kisses to all of you. Thank you so much for your love and your support. I just did a video. It's 20 minutes. I stopped it because I felt like I wasn't going in the right direction. And so if you want me to post it, it's a 20-minute video. Just let me know and I'll post it. But I need at least 10 people to say it. Moving on. I did get a nice note from one of you, and that's what's in that other video. I'm not going to do it on this screen because I took 20 minutes going over it. And it was about, it's really good. If you guys want me to post it, I'll post it. Kisses to all of you. I have a deep dive, but before we get to there, I want to talk about something. Meghan, and kisses to all of you. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for your love and your support. I got my hat on today. And I also was called Lady Letitia. How awesome is that? I'm gonna put that on something. I'm gonna get a t-shirt that says Lady Letitia. I was saying it in my previous video that I just did for 20 minutes, is that I'm not a monarchist and I'm not a royalist. What would I be considered? I don't know the history and the ins and outs and all the everything I need to know about the royals like most channels do. And that's why I go and I view Sue's channel. But I want to be something. So far I'm a lady, so I'll take that. And so kisses to all of you. I had a few errands to run and I have to go get a little bit shortly. I do want to do a quick deep dive, but I want to talk about Meghan's current statement. Meghan's coming out talking to the press, but she's not talking about the book. She's not debunking the book. She's not distancing herself from the book. Instead, she's coming out talking about the Childs Godfather, which is a billionaire, how she is no longer invited. And how it wasn't their decision, it wasn't the billionaire's decision to uninvite her. It was her and Harry's decision because they didn't want any drama to go down. You can respond to that, but you can't respond to the fact that your pet has put names in a book that's trying to disparage and discourage your family, the people that you're supposed to be supporting. How evil can you get? This is evil. Just like Lady C said, it's evil for Meghan to treat family like she's treating them. And then try to explain it away to us as if we're supposed to feel sorry for her. They called her racist. No, they didn't. No, Meghan is being evil, despicable, and a nasty person, allegedly. Because why would a family member treat another family member this way? I know. Maybe someone that hasn't been with that family for long. Maybe someone that's treating them like a business instead of a family. Maybe someone that's only thinking about themselves and it's all about me and no one else. If Meghan really wanted us to not know who the royal races was, if Meghan did not want us to know that she didn't name them, practically write the book, then she would have came out and said something by now. But she wants us to know who the royal races is. And if she goes in and says, uh-oh, no, it wasn't them, then she's got to answer to Obi Scobie. Because he is the one that got the information from her. And so, no, Meghan, we know that you can put out statements, just like you just put out one that it was you and Harry's decision not to go to the wedding, knowing that you got kicked to the curb because William and Catherine is going, and here you are with this drama. I heard that they're trying to take her titles too. They're trying to remove them. They're looking into it. And I also know that the royal family is looking into other options, and they need to. Because if they don't, this vitriol will continue to go on. I realize that. I was never an advocate like I am now for them taking away their titles. I am a full-blown advocated believer, signed the petition to take their titles away. Not to be mean, not to be evil, not to be a tit for tat. No, to take it, to send a message to them that if you continue to trash the royal family and the monarchy, you are a traitor and you're betraying them, and they have a job to do. And they can't do their job correctly if she keeps, I was going to say that nasty word, when she keeps pissing on it, being mean to it and nasty to it, then it's gonna, things will start to happen, because everybody doesn't listen to my channel. And everybody believes that maybe she was treated with racism. Oh, we knew that wasn't nothing. Instead of getting the information from yourselves, like Claudia, getting the information from yourself and learning and understanding that didn't happen, and this is why it couldn't have happened, instead of just taking the word of a liar. Meghan's a liar, and WME is ready to fire her. It's been time for them to get her the hell out of there. I told you, I said she was fired. She's making their job difficult. They had separated her from the royal family and told her, listen, we're going to separate you from Harry. We're going to build you a brand. We can't build you and Harry. Harry's going to stay home and take care of the kids while we build on you. But we need you to focus and stop talking about the royal family every time you walk up in here, because it's not about the royal family. It's about you trying to get your brand off the ground. That's what I would have told her. And I said, if you come with any shenanigans, that's it. And I heard that they were very disappointed in the situation. Well, show us. WME is not going to be able to turn this frog into a princess. It is, it is virtually impossible to turn this frog into a princess. She's not helping the situation. She's not going to help her own self get past the dramatization that she keeps conjuring up with herself. She wants us to know this stuff. She wants to write the story. She wants to get out and talk about it if she could. No, she's evil. And WME is dealing with that. Is dealing with an evil person. And that's what I found out this week, because anytime that you can continue to trash something that made you famous, it's time for a timeout. That's what I would tell Kara. Time out. You can't have the soda. You just had enough. No more. Time out. She look at me and just go to hollering and running around the room. That's what Meghan does. She reminds me of my 2-year-old. I can't have it. No, mommy, no. Okay, hold on.
Royal Roundup from Talk TV. So pop the kettle on. This is the Royalty. I'm Sarah Houston.
Sarah Houston. Let's move.
On today's show, less than a week after that endgame leak, how the most senior royals sparkled at the diplomatic reception at Buckingham Palace. And the crown may be ending for good.
Diplomatic reception. This idiot Meghan should have been over there with her glitzy glam outfit on, with her tiara, walking next to her husband. And she's not nowhere to be found. I think I would rather have seen her. It would have been nice to see that. But she left a long time ago and mistreated it. That's when I used to be a fan. I am no longer a fan of Meghan's. And she brought that on herself. Because most of us were already fans. We were pre-fans before the shenanigans. Oh, there's one subscriber. Her name is, I love the names. I love your names. It's Prosper. One says Shenanigans. It's so cool. You got to read it. Okay, let's continue.
Would there be a spin-off? Joining me to discuss all of that and more are the Sun's royal editor Matt Wilkinson and the Evening Standard's royal editor Robert Johnson. Hello to both of you. Now, the King and Queen led the royal family in welcoming ambassadors, high commissioners and other diplomats at a glittering reception at Buckingham Palace on Tuesday night. The annual white tie event sees more than 500 members of the diplomat, a renewed race row last week, and is yet to be publicly commented on by the palace. Matt, we had this.
The palace isn't saying anything, and I like it because they're not just reacting. They're taking their time. They're looking at their options and seeing if it's even worth it. I do know this for a fact, that if they don't try to remove the titles or begin to remove the titles, King Charles can rest assured that another blow is coming. Like one of my subscribers said, it's like a show. Like, what's the end game? What's that one thing that's going to shut it down? She is relentless in trying to do this. She hasn't came out and spoke out against it. OB already told us that Meghan gave him the information. She gave him the information. She showed him the letters. And according to both of them, it's King Charles and Catherine. And they're not coming out debunking anything. Why should she? She's the one that wanted to name it. She wanted us to know.
Photograph of the King, Queen Camilla, the Prince and Princess of Wales in all of their finery, released after the diplomatic reception on Tuesday night. How powerful was the timing of this reception?
Well, the reception was always in the calendar, so it was always going to happen. But the powerful element, as you say, was the picture. So throughout the day, we were kind of given the nod that this would happen. This kind of display of the four showing off their unity. I think in days in the past, we may have got a picture of all four of them. We might have thought this is a lovely picture, moved on, maybe put it on page 25. But if you pick up the papers the next day, it was all four of them looking absolutely resplendent. Kate in her tiara, with the Queen looking absolutely
They
spectacular.
look like warriors. They look like they had triumphant against. We're still standing. That's what they're telling you, Meghan. We're still standing. We're not bothered by your shenanigans. We're still standing. And while you continue to attack us, we're going to stand here and look like warriors against you and continue to work and continue to do the good. And if people want to sit around and listen to your soap opera, but if the people want to sit down and believe that we are that, we're showing you that we are not. We are not who Meghan say we are. We are not who she says we. Well, that is a lie. She has lied on them, and she wants the United States to know. She wants us to talk about it. She really wants us to have a great debate on it, and she wants us to turn against Catherine and King Charles so her popularity can grow. Meghan wants us to turn against the royal family so him and Meghan, their reputation can build up and be the greatest because they were mistreated. Meghan can just get us to understand that she was the one that was mistreated the whole time she was in there. Then maybe her popularity would come up. But all we have seen is the opposite. And people are seeing that. And we're over the story of racism. That's nothing new. She said it on the Oprah show. No, nobody care over here that she named it. They're not talking about it. You can't tell me that she's not pissed off about us not having continuation dialogue like we did back in the day on the Oprah show. No. I do want to say this, and I may have already said it. I know I said it on the 20-minute video, that I'm just going to post both.
As well, and it just had more. It just had more power to see the kind of four of them together, and everyone treated it as such.
Okay, and let me just say this: when I say that the UK talks about Meghan more than we do, that is true. It's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's just that the UK has more invested because she is talking about their royal first family. Over here in the United States, it's different. It's not like she's attacking the president over here or attacking Trump or something like that or calling him, you know what I'm saying? So we take it at face value and move on. And now we're on to Kanye, Britney Spears, Cardi B, Beyonce, and Taylor Swift. We want to know what they're doing. We don't care about Meghan's victimhood and lies. We don't. And that's what I meant about we don't talk about her as much. Although we have the problem. Meghan is our problem. She came from the United States. But we can reject her like we are, most of us, and saying, wait a minute, is this the same one that had that 2-hour car chase in New York? You know, New York City is looking at her like, there she go with her shenanigans again. and then the story's over, and then you move on to something else. It's not good for her popularity that we don't talk about her like the UK do. And she knows that they talk about her. She knows it and she loves it. And that's how she can go and start having a conversation with the media. How is she not having a conversation with the media? Check this out. Now, it was reported that Meghan is not invited as of right now to the billionaires event of the century. She is listening to that information and has just come out and stated that she called the billionaire and said that she's not coming because of the shenanigans that's going on. My point is that she's listening to the media with a keen ear after Tyler Perry told her to get off the media. Don't listen to that stuff. She's listening to it because she's responding to it. And she's going to respond to what she wants to respond to. She is not responding to the racism information because she wanted us to know that. She's never going to come out and debunk that and say anything. She's already said what she's going to say. A source said that she hates that it came out this way, but she is not upset that it came out. Hello? If she was upset, she would have been pissed off and upset. How dare they treat my husband's family that way? How dare they say this? How dare they do that? That is wrong. I condemned it. She came out and said something about Jeremy. She came out and said something about Piers Morgan when he got fired. Meghan selects what she wants to talk about and what she wants us to hear and what she wants us to know. And she's taunting the UK with that lint-like outfit she had on, smirking and smiling. Yeah, I said it. I told who the two races was. But it backfired on her. Look at this. It's backfiring. It does still do damage. And that's why Lady C was like, wait a minute.
Saw that as this...
And Harry, not knowing that was going down, Harry knew. Harry knows his wife. He ain't shocked. He wasn't shocked behind the fact that his wife put those names in a book with Omid Scobie. He's not surprised. Harry can't be surprised behind that. He knows his wife is conniving, evil, and deceptive and manipulating. That's why he's in the situation he's in.
Is a deliberate display of we are together, the four of us. We're moving on. We're not we're not interacting with the debate about the Scobie.
Skadoodle.
It's a very powerful image. Yeah,
that's what the royal family is saying to Harry and Meghan. Skadoodle. That is a word we use during holidays when my sister come to town and everything. We'll use that word skadoodle. That means get out, move away, skedaddle, skadoodle.
I think what people would remember as like almost like a defining image of the row from that week.
It reminded me, Rob, of the photograph we had from the reception just before the Queen's funeral, where we saw the four of them standing together in the staterooms again at Buckingham Palace. And that was also sending a message. This is the future of the monarchy. This is what we do. What kind of messaging was this designed to send, given the timing and what else has been going on?
Well, years ago, I think it was George VI who used to say that he described the royal family as we four, the Queen and the two princesses. These are the four powerhouse, these four people that powerhouse for the monarchy going forward in this 21st century.
They're on one accord.
Duke of York, we've lost the Duke and Duchess of.
But first, more fallout.
We've lost the Duke and Duchess of.
Yeah.
Montecito. And that's the way it is. So these are the main players of this royal game. I think that with this publicity around Omid's book, he's probably been over the top. He's talking about the end game, but these four people are here to play the royal game for the 21st century, and I think that is the message that they're sending out. They're not being derailed by Scobie and some of his rather fantastical claims. And they just get on with the job, which is what Prince Philip used to always say, just get on with it.
And they have had to just get on with it, haven't they, Matt? And in doing so, we've had no public comment from Buckingham Palace or Kensington Palace. But behind the scenes, what's the mood been like?
I wouldn't underestimate the kind of impact that it has actually had on the members of the family. I think behind the scenes, it's the same. It's keep calm, carry on, isn't it? It's like we've got all these engagements this week, like the diplomatic reception, stuff like that. But I think personally, what the kind of toll that it's had on Charles and Kate themselves is they haven't commented. They've gone absolutely nowhere near it. But they just do what they do best, and is put their head down and go to work. And they've had a lot of jobs on this week, but. We were out in Dubai. I mean, the King had a full list of engagements out there that were kind of almost torpedoed by this Endgame book, and his name coming out in the media while he was taking part in important.
The King was on duty when he heard about Obi's book. How disappointed he must have been when he realized that him and Meghan was up to more shenanigans. Like, it's just disappointing. It felt like it almost sucked the air out of the room for him, because he's doing what he needs to do as a king, but then he has this son that has betrayed not only him, but the entire family and the country over this Jezebel. And the speech was just phenomenal. And I'll never forget what he said. And I want to hear it again. But this point said it. He says, you will be, your grandkids will judge you for what you have done and what you have not done. In other words, they will judge you based on your book, your Oprah, the disgusting racism claims against your own family, Harry. You can't even write this in a book. How disgusting. I just, how disgusting would it be for me to be married to Harry? I'm with my husband, and then I'm telling him that your mother and father are racist on a stage, on a world stage. Why would he continue to love me and care about me, knowing that he's been raised by this group of people that I'm accusing? It just, he's more than a traitor. He has lost, I don't know what he's done with the love. Do you love your family? Does he still love them? The way he allows this woman to just be straight up vitriol to his family, and to pretend that he didn't know. You know now. Now what? Harry, you know now that your wife did this despicable thing to your family. You are making your father's reign difficult. You are doing exactly what he didn't want you to do. Then you mention that he says, don't make my reign difficult. Which child is doing that? It certainly isn't the one that's over there serving. No, now he's running the court. It's his turn to be in the news. That's what I meant to say yesterday on my video. One week is Meghan, the other week is Harry. It's Harry's week now with the court cases.
Events that are important to him, like the cop speech, etc. But I just worry. Yes,
and this is what we'll do, because I'm gonna probably cut off in about 20 or so minutes, and then we'll get to as much as we can.
Family want to move on and show what they're doing best, and not engaging by in the names that have come out in this book. But I do wonder. Charles is in his 70s. Kate's incredibly hardworking. Reputationally, how they actually feel about their names coming out, and behind the scenes, whether it takes a little bit of an unseen.
If it was me and I was Catherine, first of all, I wouldn't be surprised. I'll first go into, okay, I'm not surprised she's hate me, she's jealous of me. Then I would go into anger. I would be disappointed and upset. But then I would feel the love of the people, feel the love of her country, feel the love of you guys that you give her. Because that's what she needs. She needs support. She needs someone to route. She is the one that needs the pat on the back. She's the one that needs the hug. She's the one that needs all of that. Not Meghan. Not the whiny victim. Not the whiny, blamey victim. No, the people that are actually being attacked by these two. They are the ones that need consoling. They are the ones that need looking after. They're the ones that need to be like, are you okay? Because we know that she just shot off a gun at you and called her racist. And then you got Tessa and Iman over there adding. Go back and watch some of my, Go back and watch some of my videos. Because I don't think they're, like, as soon as Tessa started talking, I think I put that video out. So I did mention that already. Let's move on, guys. Let me get some stuff on my lips.
Toll on them.
Yeah, and we saw the Princess of Wales, Rob, out opening the Evelina London Children's Hospital unit this week and putting a big smile on her face. But what kind of toll will this have taken on her? Because up until now, she has been celebrated for never having put a foot wrong and not really putting her head above the parapets.
Well, she hasn't really put a foot wrong.
Yeah, well, Meghan, that's what Meghan's goal was to tarnish her perfect reputation. Catherine's perfect. She's wonderful. She is. She doesn't put a foot wrong, as they would say, because she knows the assignment. She knows what she needs to do, and she knows when to speak up for herself. I do believe that. Recollections may vary, but I do believe that Meghan's hard attempt was to bring down her reputation. Is what else could it be? Why is she attacking Catherine for no other reason? Is to tarnish her name before she becomes queen. That is just... Let that marinate.
But first, more fallout from a new book about the royals written by Harry and Meghan's favourite journalist, Omid Scobie.
Now,
Sorry about that.
Scobie's piffle. And the reality is she's not a racist, and nor's the king. So why would it affect you? They know they're not racist. They know they do a good job. They know when they're dealing with people that the people accept them, whether they are black, white, Asian, whatever. They don't. There is no substance to these claims, so it shouldn't really impact upon them as people. And I don't think it does. I think that you look at the way that Kate operates. She knows that.
You can tell the difference between the Oprah show and this particular time. You could feel William's disbelief and his upset disdain for what Meghan and Harry were over here doing. Because when that reporter asked him, was his family racist? He said, we are very not that. Like he wanted to make it very clear that we are not what them two idiots is over there saying that we are. Our enemies. What reason other than Meghan's own personal gain do she have in attacking the royal family? Why is she doing it? Why is it such like she has to do it at every given turn? She goes after them. And why? The reason now is why. It's not about she accusing someone, which it is. That's a whole nother subject. But then when you realize that it's a lie, that she's lying about accusing these two of racism, that it's a lie. And then you start thinking about, why would she do that? That's where my brain is. Because I already know she did it. And so I don't have to sit here and contemplate, did she do it or didn't she do it? No. It's a fact. And so now my brain goes to, why? Other than your own personal debacleness.
She's done nothing wrong, and so does the king. I mean, the king should be even labelled a racist.
King?
It's absurd. I mean, we were both in Dubai. His speech was slightly more important than the nonsense that was coming out.
Wow, I mean, just give that a second. The king. He is the king. Don't you want to just watch a movie, a historical movie? I do. Where's the king? The king. I watched the Berlin Sisters the other day. It was good. Sad, but good. The Berlin Sisters. And I'll never forget that moment when the king was coming to visit and they were like, the king! And he was handsome.
He was making major inroads in bilateral meetings with regard to what was going on.
And it was a really powerful speech that he made on that stage.
Absolutely, as you said, it was very powerful. It was
Very
well
powerful
delivered.
speech.
People listened to it and listened to the man for what he is saying rather than the soap opera around his family.
You want to hear what he has to say. You want to hear what the king has to say. And when he was talking, when he made that statement that you will be judged, all of us will. Our legacy, what are we leaving behind?
He's having a great impact on the world. And
your legacy is going to be about Oprah and about it's not going to be about your life as a veteran, your life as your life as anything great that you did for the royal family. Catherine's going to have this list of laundry stuff, and you're going to have all this list of laundry of drama: Oprah, docuseries, Spare, therapy session, Endgame, Meghan, Shenanigans, 2-hour car chase. You know, we didn't get invited to this. I mean, you name it. Drama follows them. Like Kira follows me sometimes, and sometimes I follow her around the house. That's what happens. That's what's happening. Drama follows her. There's nothing good or how could someone, I heard her brother say just not too long ago, she's not an influencer. Thomas Markle Jr. She's not a Thomas Markle Jr. She's not an influencer. She's not a philanthropist. She's not this woman to help people with mental health. If she cared about people's mental health, then why would she treat others' health differently from her own? Why is it okay for Meghan to talk about something that is not racism openly to us without sitting down with the family and discussing it, and think that it's okay for people's mental health to deal with something like this? They're still dealing with their losses. Queen Elizabeth just passed away, and Philip, and they're probably still grieving. But Meghan won't let them because she's too busy with her shenanigans, and so now they have to deal with it. They're gonna have to deal with it. Let me tell you something. I do believe this for a fact, that King Charles and the rest on down are not going to be able to sit back and allow her to continue, because she wants the next attention seeker. She wants the next high. She wants to be in the news. She wants to be talked about. We are not talking about her over here. This is what I meant about we're not talking about over here. Since we're not talking about Meghan over here, she needs attention. So she's trying to grab onto the headlines. And so this is the only way that she can get headlines, is through her drama. But her headlines over here doesn't stay long, because it's like, so what? Moving on. She's talking that stupid stuff. Okay, what's next? What's going on with Britney Spears? Why is Britney Spears' ass out? Why is she showing her boobs? Why is Cardi B and her husband having issues again? As if the first, not that again, yeah, it is again. You know, he did something wrong, and now she's talking about her relationship on Instagram and stuff. Shut up. Because next thing you know, y'all will be back together, kicking in his Smith. I love him. He's so wonderful. If you're going to leave him, if you're going to do it privately. And if you want to talk to your fans, talk to that group that you trust. Me and Eric, we doing real good. If he looked like he wanted to leave me, he would have a very difficult time. No, that's what we're talking about over here. We're not talking about Meghan Shenanigans. She's not in the news. But WME sees how they know that the drama surrounding this is not good publicity for Meghan, because people know that she's that person. Conniving, manipulative, did this on purpose, wanted to get an arouse, want us to go after the kingdom. Those days are over. You had your opportunity to say your racism claims on the Oprah show and all the rest of your debacle BS. But now people are fed up and we don't want to hear about it anymore. And it's gotten old and it makes you look a little not right. Okay, let's move on. Come on.
You're talking about the importance of indigenous communities around the world. Well, how on earth does that square up to Scobie's claims, or Mr. Scobie's claims that he's a racist? Nonsense, just utter nonsense.
I think the problem they have to talk about, what they do behind the scenes is they don't really know what they are answering. They don't actually, because the story's changed 4 or 5 times, remember, from 2 different conversations.
The story changes all the time with Meghan. At first, the story changes daily, like a daily story. It changes. At first, they got married in front of all of us, and then Meghan says that they got married with their own union 3 days before the big spectacle. Yeah, just like Ashley couldn't come to the wedding because of what it would look like. We didn't invite any of the family members because they didn't have any class. That's what she said on the docuseries, this child, and thought it was okay to say it, that this family don't have class, so they can't come to them. I forgot what I was saying. I did. I moved on. Remember when she told us that they didn't have any class, so they couldn't come? I have to admit, some of these stations know a lot more than I do, and so I really talk about the things that disturb me the most about her, the manipulation. But I don't care about what clothes she had on yesterday and it had lint on it. And you don't hear me talk about that as much, but I do touch on it because I thought it was very shady of her to come out after her debacle and not say anything other than do a pap walk like, yeah, I said it, and now what? No, she's being that rebel that she said she was going to be if she ever joined the royal family.
On when they spoke about Oprah, then it went to, it was one person, then there was a letter, now suddenly there's 2 people. We haven't seen the letters.
Meghan adds to the story, changes it to fit whatever moment that is. It's no longer a lie. It's a lie / I want to change it now. That's not exactly how it happened. It kind of happened like this. There was a letter that leaked that me and Charles were going back and forth, chit-chatting about it. And then it was more than one conversation after Harry said it was one conversation. And then it wasn't really racism. It was unconscious bias, Iman.
Important point to make, actually, and what is said in Endgame is in itself not a direct accusation, is it? It is claiming that Meghan's letters named the King and the Princess of Wales.
Yes, and this might change. For all we know, they could come out with some kind of response to this, and then it might...
Do you think
that
No. If she was going to come out with a response, then she should have said it when she had her moment. Everybody knows that Meghan tells a source and then it's out in the opening. Just like she told the source that she wasn't going to be going to a wedding, and she called them up and told them she wasn't coming. Not that they called her up. Why do we need to know that? Because Meghan is talking to us through the media. Oh, yes. She's a media junkie. She hates us and loves us all at the same time. Here, I got 10 minutes, guys.
These aren't in the letters, somebody else. Or...
I think they should. I think if they're not behind this, they should say they're not behind it. And by not...
They are behind it. And that's why they're not saying that they're behind it. Meghan wants us to know that she was treated with racism against King Charles and Queen Camilla. King Charles and Catherine. She wanted us to know that. And she doesn't want to debunk from that. That's why Obed Scummy was able to put it in the book and slip it and blame the translators. He blamed them for putting it in there, adding it, saying, I didn't do it and we're trying to get to the bottom of it. Over there lying to us. It's disgusting. And then when they start lying, then you can't trust them. And then you're just like, well, I don't know about you, but then after, if I'll get you get one lie and that's it. But if you're constantly lying to me, I'm like, okay, I'm done. You did not go and get in the swimming pool. You went and sat on the sidelines of the swimming pool. Like, I don't believe anything that she says and anything that OB says or Harry says at this moment. But I told you guys a long time ago, Harry tells off on himself. Like, he's not a liar by trade like Meghan. And so his lies end up telling the truth. Like, he talked about his gingerness. Like, oh, we were wondering what the baby was going to look like. He slipped up and told us that he was wondering if the baby was going to be ginger or what, if his genes was going to dominate. Okay, isn't that the same conversation that you could say I'm not even going to name no names because I don't believe nobody said it. They, or was it self-consciously you and Meghan discussing the baby's race and what it would look like and how you could twist the story into believing that you wasn't going to get the titles and the security was taken away because your baby was going to be chocolate? That's going to be my title. Something about chocolate.
Saying that we're not actually coming out and condemning Scobie, they're effectively backing him. So look, they can't have it the best of both worlds. They've got, they we had the Oprah
debacle,
where she made the comment saying "wow" and all this sort of stuff going on. The fact is, you can't.
How dark your baby skin was gonna be?
Particularly Harry is sitting on the fence, and you've got to make.
Oprah. They were concerned how dark your baby's skin was gonna be. No, she should have thought about that and let that marinate and said, Megan, that don't even sound right. What's that stupid stuff? So it's going to be a problem if the baby is chocolate, if he's going to get the titles or not. That's that stupid stuff. It's stupid.
Decision. Are you agreeing with what he's saying or not? If you disagree with it, then say so on the record.
No.
I don't know about you, Matt, but it feels very different now to when that claim was first made in Oprah. And there was a real fallout from that.
Ain't the same.
Now where we are and these claims being made, it certainly doesn't
Watered
feel like
down.
that. And I wonder if, we know that there were discussions going on between the two royal households.
The Punch would have made a pact if she had said it on the Oprah show
Week as to whether they should respond, and if so, how.
No, Megan's a blackmailer. She's a manipulator. So she's been hovering these two names over the royal family head, waiting on them to give them security, waiting on them to give them into their demands. That's what I believe. Why else is she telling us now? And she's not done. She's getting started. If Meghan can be this raw and just come out and start talking about y'all racism and start talking about how naming them, she's incapable of doing anything. And so that's why it's important to remove things from her that is affecting a different form. Point in case, okay, I have an employee that's on Twitter talking about the company in a very derogatory way. Number one, first you're going to take it down, and then you are going to apologize, or you're fired. Consequences. Or we're just going to let you go altogether because you should have known in the first place.
But do you think they will feel buoyed by the reception they've got when they've been out and about this week and the general public mood around this?
Yeah, because I think the general public mood is that they're kind of tired of these accusations and they don't really give them any credibility. Many people don't believe them because the story's changed so many times. Yeah. And the Sussexes and Scobie, they're often their stories fall down.
How many times do Meghan change the story to fit that moment or that mood? She thinks she's Rachel. She thinks she's in a movie. She thinks she's on her show, writing the script and writing her life story on how she wants it to go. She wanted us to know that she reached out to them about the invite. She wanted us to know about those names in a book. She wanted to do the 2-hour car chase. Meghan is strategic. She's not backing down on any of her mess. No, full speed, and she's doubling down on it. This is her doubling down on the situation.
Even his excuse about how the names got into this Dutch book, it doesn't really stand up. So I think that the royal family are buoyed by the support they've got. I mean, we've been out on jobs this week, and you know, it hasn't been mentioned by members of the public. They've kind of got maybe slightly bored of the row. But also the general public, I can't speak on behalf of everybody, but I think generally the public think, well, what now? What do we believe? You know, we don't see the King and Kate like this. Do we really believe what Sussex is in the scope?
Well, America, I think they probably will. I think the books, Omid's book will sell well in America. But I think that over here, there's a bit examination into what we're dealing with here. And we have a different act.
Why would we buy a book that we really don't even know nothing about? Let me tell you something. They're not advertising that book over here. No, I'm just telling you the truth. They're not advertising the book over here. It's not getting that much steam. So I don't see, prove me wrong. How about we see how many books were sold over here? Now, I do believe that, no, I don't. I do believe that we don't know OB. And so it would have to be like this big publicity thing for people to even care about a book. Look what happened to Jada's book. Ain't nobody reading it.
I think it's not so clear cut. And I think that most people realize when you see...
When I leave late, I have to pay like $2 to get on the toes. And so I'm going to get on the toes today.
Interacting with different communities, you just know that this is not a woman that has a racist bone in her body. And the King, you know, is probably the least racist person you'll ever meet. He's done so much for the Asian community. He's done so much for other communities around the world and the common.
He's done so much, even before his mother was, when Queen Elizabeth was here. King Charles was working. He was doing it. But now we see him more just because, you know, he's the monarch. He's the king. It's so awesome to call him the king. But he was working hard before that. His mother instilled in him good ethics and everything to be who he has become. Because he rebelled at some point, but nobody went rogue. Harry just went straight rogue. It's just...
Well, it just seems...
I'm really disappointed in you, Harry. I'm really, really disappointed in your behavior, how you allow this woman to mistreat your family, how you allow her to mistreat you and the kids. You can't tell me that kids ain't getting the grunt of this narcissistic person that only thinks about herself.
Pierre Borum is having this accusation flung at him.
We're going to have another big show of family unity as well, aren't we, at the end of this week with Kate's...
Okay, lovelies, I really have to go. Thank you for your love and your support. Don't forget to hit like, share, and comment. I'm at 3,000. Now, one of you said additional 3 by Christmas or by New Year's. One of you said, how about 5,000 by New Year's? Let's get the word out. Let's get the word out. Let's get the word out. Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate you. Let me know what you think about this video. I hope you enjoy it. I really, really think that, you know, pretty much Meghan is a menace to the royal family and to whatever she touches. And she plays games. I think her pap walk with the bracelet is another way to just taunt and try to manipulate the media.